Good morning and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning session. Do you remember which chapter we are doing? We are doing the chapter number 3, which is synthetic fibers and plastic. In our last lecture, I had discussed about all of the chapter revision of chapter number 9 due to your WRT. Now, today we are going to carry forward the concept of synthetic fibers. We have already discussed about the 4 basic types of synthetic fibers. Which are those basic types of synthetic fibers? Do you remember anyone? They were rayon, nylon, polyester and acrylic. These were the 4 synthetic fibers about which we have already studied. Now, the common things of all the synthetic fibers we will see. That is, what are the basic characteristics that all the fibers have? You have done all the fibers. Do you remember the basic characteristics? The basic characteristics were, they will not get wet. They don't get wet very quickly and they dry very quickly. Next is they are durable. Okay, that means that they are long lasting. Vadhare take, that is the general Gujarati word that's used for it. That means that it is durable, it can long last. Next, it can be drawn into very thin fibers, and so they are generally lightweight. Almost all the fibers are having light weight. Next, they are very strong and they have high tensile strength, and that's the reason that they are long lasting. Next, they are cheaper. So all these characteristics are for the synthetic fibers. So any of the short note comes, any of the 4, these are the common things that you can write. They are cheap, they are strong, they are lightweight, they are durable, and they don't get wet quickly, they dry up very quickly. So if you write this in any of the fiber that we have discussed, then it will do, because these are the common characteristics of all the fibers. Now let's have a look at the basic advantages of the synthetic fibers. The very first thing is, all the synthetic fibers are strong. They are strong so that they can take up heavy things easily. But they are lightweighted. Okay, although they take up heavy things easily, but they are lightweighted. Next, they retain their original shape. Do you remember we had a talk about the nylon? That means they are the stretchable material is there, so that because of its this property, it can be stretched and it can come into any of the size. You might have experienced that there are many such clothes available in the market, in which just people of different sizes can wear the that particular clothes. Okay, it is fit for all. So these are this type of fibers. They are soft and so they are used in making clothing material. Then the color, variety of colors are available. So these are the basic advantages of synthetic fibers. Okay. They are long lasting. One more thing is they don't shrink. Okay, they will not shrink up. And you don't need to iron them. They are ready to wear always. Whenever you want to wear it, just take and wear it. Wash and wear clothes they are. And they are long lasting. That we already discussed, that they are durable. So these are the advantages. The very common one, they are strong, they retain their original shape, they are elastic, they are soft, they are available in variety of color. Next is they will not shrink. Next, they are wash and wear fibers. These are wash and wear fibers. Next is they are long lasting. So these are the advantages of synthetic fibers. Now let's have a look at the disadvantages of synthetic fibers. The synthetic fibers, they do not absorb moisture. That means the water or the sweat that is produced in our body during the hot and humid weather. And so, the synthetic fibers will not absorb this sweat. They will trap the heat in our body. So, the fiber will stick to the body, and the wearer, the person who is wearing it, will feel uncomfortable. Okay. So synthetic fibers, they will not absorb water or sweat. Therefore, the cloths that are made from it, they will stick to the human body and make the wearer uncomfortable. Next, they may give the rough feel, so it will become unsuitable for the person to wear it. It is dangerous to wear near fire. Why it happens so? Whenever the fibers they are generally burnt or on burning, what happens? They form beads and they stick to the skin. Just I'm not telling you to do it. Just see the video. When a polythene is burnt, how does it become? A polythene, normal polythene bag. Okay, I'm not asking you to burn it and check it out. If you have seen it somewhere getting burned, then it's okay. But if you have not seen, then you can just have a look at the video in the Google. When they burn, they form small beads and they stick to the skin. So it is not at all advisable to wear the synthetic fiber cloths and work in the kitchen or anywhere near the fire or the flame. Okay, so why is it? This may come as give reason that why cloths made up of synthetic fibers while working near the flame, like in the kitchen, they are difficult to manage. That is because of this fact that they melt and burn easily, and on burning they will form beads which will stick to the skin. Therefore, it is not advisable to use the cloths which are made up for synthetic fibers. They are non-biodegradable. That means they will cause soil pollution. So that is one more reason why synthetic fibers are not used. Next is they develop static electricity. Generally in the cold dry weather, they develop static electricity. This you might have seen in the winter season when you are removing the cloths that are made up of generally the sweater when you are removing or the blanket many times. You might have seen the small sparks. Sometimes when you wear it, you feel that. Even when you sit sometimes on the plastic chair, you tend to develop that type of electric spark like thing. Many times you might have experienced. So what is that? It is because of static electricity. So in cold weather, dry weather, generally they develop static electricity and it is generally seen at night, and many times it also causes skin problems. So these are the disadvantages of synthetic fibers. Which are those? Let's see once again. They will not absorb moisture. They will not absorb sweat. There is a rough feeling when wear, not in all. Dangerous to wear near the fire as they catch fire very easily. Non-biodegradable, that means they will not mix up with the soil. Next is they develop the static electricity. Now the next particular topic, and that is plastic. Can you see all the materials over here? The plastic milk and juice bottles, the decking docks, play sets, the stadium seats, the buckets, the containers, various things. All this are made up of plastic, and so only we are probably passing through the plastics age. Mineral age and like that, stone age, all these things were coming, no? When you were in the lower standards, you might have studied. So this is which age generally? Plastic age. Almost everything that you see around you, it is one or another kind of plastic. So what actually a plastic is? A synthetic material that can be generally molded easily into the desired shape, that is called as plastic. Before we start on what are the types of plastic or kinds of plastic, we'll discuss about the arrangement on how the plastics are arranged. We studied that plastic is what? It is a material that is molded easily and it is made up of small molecules. These molecules are arranged in the different arrangement. Okay, so here is the arrangement of the polymers. So arrangement of the small molecules can be done in the two ways: linear and cross-linked. In linear, the polymers are linked to each other in a straight line, as you can see over here. Okay, they are arranged and linked to each other in a straight arrangement. Next comes the cross-linked polymer, the second one. Here you can see that small molecules are linked in such a way that all linear chains are also linked to each other. Try to understand the word, that is, if these linear polymers they are connected with each other like this, then what it will become? Cross-linked polymer. So plastic arrangement, in any type of plastic, the arrangement is of two types. Molecules are generally arranged in any two manners. Either it is linear polymer or it is cross-linked polymer. In the linear polymer, all the molecules are linked to each other in a straight line. While in a cross-linked polymer, the molecules are linked in such a way that all the linear chains are also linked with each other. You can see this. Okay, this is how the arrangement is done in the plastics. Next comes types of plastics. Plastics are of two types, which are thermosetting plastic and thermoplastic. Okay, don't get confused. One is thermosetting and one is thermoplastic. Now what is the difference between the two types of plastic? Thermoplastic and thermosetting plastics. Thermoplastic are those plastics which When heated, they get soft and you can mold them repeatedly again and again. You can reshape it. So these are called as thermoplastic. And there are few thermoplastics that we are going to study. Thermosetting plastic. These are the plastic which you can heat and give any particular shape. But once the plastic is made, it cannot be reprocessed. That means you cannot again melt it and form any particular type of molecule from it, or any other type of reprocessing of it can be done. Its shape cannot be changed on heating or melting or softening it. This is because of the formation of cross-link between the adjacent polymers chain. Okay, so here it is because of cross-linked, thermosetting plastic and thermoplastic. Here there is no cross-linking and here there is cross-linking. Where there is cross-linking, it is difficult for the plastic to get reheated. Okay, there are a few examples, but we will not see the examples right now. We will directly study the examples. How many types of plastics are there? 2. Thermoplastic and thermosetting. Thermosetting is not actually setting with people, means or setting with the other type of plastic. That means once it is setted, it's setted. You cannot remold it. Why? Because it is arranged with cross-linked arrangement. Thermoplastic. These are the one which allow the process to get repeated again and again because there is no cross-linking. Okay. So these are the 2 types of plastic. Thermoset plastic. These are hard and rigid. Example is bakelite and melamine. We are going to study about them in detail. Thermoset can be molded to set in any shape, but it cannot be remolded. Once you give the shape to it, you cannot generally change its shape. What is its color? It's dark in color, hard and resistant to heat and electricity. It is widely used for the handles of the kettles and pans. Ask your mother, she'll show you in the kitchen. Earlier, black telephone sets, electric switches, electric lamp holders, pins and plugs, they were generally made up of thermosetting plastic. Here is the example of it, and you can see in the icon nearby that is given to you so that it becomes clear for you when you are visualizing it. Okay, the very first one, the thermoset handles. You might have seen this at your home. Fireman's uniform that is coated with the thermoset plastic to make it fire resistant. This also you might have seen. Next, the melamine wares like this. Again in the kitchen, you'll find lots of varieties of melamine. And the electric pin, this black one generally, which you are seeing like this. What? It is made up of thermosetting plastic. That means the plastic which once molded cannot be reshaped or on softening, on melting, on or reheating. Okay. So, next, this we discussed now, thermoplastics. What are thermoplastics? These are soft and flexible. They are not elastic like rubber and steel springs. They melt on warming and regain their shape on cooling. Whatever happens, they will generally get warmed up and they will regain their shape once cooled. Thermoplastics can be drawn into fine fibers, can be molded into desired shape or stretched or spread as sheets. Some of the common known are nylon and polyester. Okay? So these are the characteristics of thermoplastic. We have already discussed about it. That is, they are soft and flexible, elastic like rubber. They will melt and you can give any shape whichever you want. They can be drawn into fine fibers, molded into desired shape or any type of sheets. The best example is nylon, that is the polyamide fiber, and the polyester fibers. The next is the examples of thermoplastic. The plastic chairs and tables that you see, they are made up of thermoplastic polymers. The plastic food, that means the items that contain all the food for packing all the food materials. These containers that are used, they are generally plastics. That is the containers plastic. Toys, various toys. Plastic spoons, the forks, and the plastic cups. All these are examples of thermosetting plastic. Okay, and the pictures related to it are shown over here. Okay. Next. Now there are some common synthetic plastics and we are going to discuss about all the synthetic plastics that are given in your book. What you have to do, you have to learn all the plastics that are done in the day properly, because then you will get confused on what was done and what was not done. Okay? The very first one is polyethylene, that you have generally seen and even used a lot. They are thermoplastic. Thermoplastic means you can give it any shape. They are whitish and translucent material. You have used no polythene, you know, so it is a translucent material. They are lightweight, generally unbreakable, corrosion resistant, tough and flexible. They do not get affected by acids, alkalis and most organic solvents. They are insulated, that means they do not allow the electricity to pass through them, and they do not absorb water. These are few characteristics of polyethylene fibers. Which are those? Once again, just learn it over here only. Thermoplastic, white translucent, lightweight, unbreakable, not affected by any acid or alkali, insulator and do not absorb water. Okay, just note it down quick. If you have brought if you are having the notebook and pen, then quickly note it, be quick. Note all the points. You are having exactly 30 seconds now to note it. Learn it with me only. Thermoplastic, white, translucent, lightweight, unbreakable, not affected by acids, insulators, and don't absorb water. Learn it quick. Thermoplastic, whitish, translucent material, lightweight, unbreakable, not affected by acids or alkalis. Insulator will not absorb water. Once again, thermoplastic, whitish translucent material, lightweight, unbreakable, not affected by acids or alkalis, insulator and do not absorb water. Learn it very quickly with me. Thermoplastic, whitish translucent, unbreakable, lightweight, not affected by acids and alkalis, insulator and do not absorb water. Whenever you want to learn the content, learn it like this. Repeat it twice or thrice, you will be able to learn it. Next, uses of polythene. They are generally used for making sheets, for packaging, then for making the containers for storing water. You all know that you are generally many times using the plastic water bottle and the thumbs up and all those things. They are coming in plastic bottles only. So for many materials, many liquids are stored in it. For making the pipes which are used for transporting water, what is generally used? It's polyethylene. For waterproofing, what is used? Polythene. Because polythene is generally not absorbing the water and hence it is used for this purpose. So these are the uses of polythene. Used for making sheets, sachets for packing, for storing water, oil and other materials, for pipes which are used for transporting water and for waterproofing. Next we are having polyvinyl chloride. It is a thermoplastic polymer. How it is obtained? It is obtained by polymerization of vinyl chloride. You have heard this common word PVC, that is polyvinyl chloride. Vinyl chloride is the monomer, and when that many vinyl chloride combine, what do we get? We get polyvinyl chloride. Okay, we are talking about a type of plastic. Which type of plastic? A thermoplastic. What is its name? Polyvinyl chloride, that is PVC. You have heard this word? You may have heard. It's a very common word that's used these days. What is the work of a polyvinyl chloride? A thermoplastic polymer obtained by polymerization of vinyl chloride. Okay, so what is many vinyl chlorides combined? We get polyvinyl chloride. It is tougher than polythene and so only it is used for making raincoats, handbags, plastic dolls, bathroom curtains, etc. Used for flooring and floor or ceiling tiles, as an insulator to cover the electric wires or cables, for making shoe soles, shoes and pipes. Okay, once again, quick, all of the polyvinyl chloride. You have to learn it bit because if you will sit together to learn all types of plastics, it will become difficult for you. So daily, when 3 or 4 are done, that 3 or 4 you have to learn it. This is the second plastic that I am doing with you. Okay. Which one I am doing? I am doing this, that is thermoplastics. Polyvinyl chloride, PVC. Why it is called as polyvinyl chloride? Because the monomer vinyl chloride, when it is repeated many times, we get polyvinyl chloride. It is a thermoplastic. It is tougher than polythene. What are its uses? Used to make raincoat, handbags, plastic dolls, the bathroom curtains and many more. Used for manufacturing flooring, floor ceiling tiles. As an insulation cover in electric wires and cables. For making shoe soles, shoes and pipes. Okay. Once again, I am giving you 2 minutes time to just read the whole content and memorize it over here only quick. Now the time starts now. Quickly learn it just now only. Repeated thermoplastic. Many vinyl chloride combined, we get polyvinyl chloride. Wet water is used to make raincoat, handbags, plastic dolls, bathroom curtains, floor ceiling tiles, flooring, electric wires and cables, making shoe soles, shoes and pipes. PVC pipes, common word, right? Note it down quick and learn it. Be quick in noting. If you are seeing the video in the mobile, then do take the screenshot of this. If you are seeing it in the laptop, you may take the print screen of it so that the same content will remain to you. And those all things you are having in your textbook also. You can learn it from your textbook also. It's up to you. If you have the textbook, then no need to take the screenshot, directly learn from it. The time is given to you for noting it. Do maintain the speed in noting it. Okay, so that's about the PVC. About the third type of plastic, that is polystyrene. What is the polystyrene? The word itself says polystyrene, that means again like vinyl chloride, many vinyl chloride combined, we get polyvinyl chloride. In the same way, when many styrene combine, what do we get? We get polystyrene. Once again, when many monomers of same monomer, many times it is combining, polymerization takes place and we get the polymer. Here the monomer is styrene. So when many styrene will combine, what will we get? We will get polystyrene. It is which type of plastic? It is a thermoplastic. Okay. Up till now, all the three that we have discussed, they are thermoplastic. Which we discussed? We discussed polythene, polyvinyl chloride and polystyrene. All three are thermoplastic. Next, it is lighter in weight than polythene. Even PVC was light in weight. It is highly transparent polymer. Next, where it is used? It is used for making hot drink cups, toys, household articles or some other things. It is a safe packaging material used for making styrofoam or thermocol, and it is used as an insulating material. Even PVC was used for insulation. So once again, polystyrene means what? Many styrene are combining and we get a polystyrene. It is a thermoplastic type of plastic because it can be heated, remolded repeatedly and can be given any shape. Uses are must of all the three. You have to properly learn the uses because any use can come in MCQ in any way. You have to be prepared for it. Where they are used now? They are used for making hot drink cups, toys, household articles, safe packaging material, for making styrofoam or thermocol, and as an insulating material. Okay, you are having 2 minutes time to note the content of polystyrene. After that, we will revise the whole of the content of the day that we have done today. Be quick in noting the content. You have to see that you write it. And it's very much necessary so that the content, many times you get confused when you will sit together to learn all the things. It will become difficult for you to learn it. And hence, ma'am is saying you to learn it day by day. Whichever content is done on whichever day, try to do it on the same day itself. If you will do it on the same day, then things will become easy. Polystyrene, many styrene. So, which is the monomer? Styrene. The name itself talks about it. Lighter than polythene, highly transparent. Where it is used for making hot drink cups, toys, household articles. Safe packaging material for making styrofoam and as an insulating material. These are the uses of the polystyrene material. I hope that you have noted the content. Let's have a quick look to whatever part we have done today. What have we done today? Let's see. We started today from the characteristics of synthetic fibers. Which were the characteristics? Do you remember anyone? Try to recall. We have discussed the basic characteristics of synthetic fibers. That was they don't get generally wet. Next is they are durable. Next was durable means they are long lasting. Next they are generally lightweight. Then they are strong. And last one was they are generally cheaper. These are the basic characteristics of synthetic fibers that we have discussed in our previous lecture. Okay, in today's lecture we discussed about the synthetic plastics and last was fibers. Next was this advantages. They are strong, they are wash and wear mostly, they are elastic, they are soft and they can be given any color. They don't shrink. Many times it happens in the cotton clothes that they shrink. And whenever your mother is getting the cotton thing stitched, she will wash and give. What's the reason? Because the cotton clothes generally shrink, while these materials they don't shrink. They are wash and wear fabrics and they are long lasting as compared to the natural fibers. Next was this, that is the disadvantages. They will not absorb the moisture and so only the heat will be trapped, so the wearer will feel it uncomfortable. Then there is a rough feeling. Then it is very dangerous to wear it near the fiber because whenever these are burning they will form beads. You might have seen like how it happens in the polythene. So it's very dangerous to work near the fire because they generally stick. They are non-biodegradable and so they create soil pollution. Next is they develop static electricity. That you might have noticed at the night timing when you are wearing a blanket in the cold weather, or even when you are sitting sometimes in the plastic, you might have experienced it. Next, we discussed about the plastics. We are living in which age? Plastic age. Then, the arrangement of the polymers can be of two types. The arrangement can be linear or can be cross-linked. Generally, all the thermoplastic polymers, they are made up of linear polymer and thermosetting plastic. They are generally cross-linked. Now, what is the difference between linear polymer and cross-linked polymer? We have already discussed, right? Do you remember or not? In the linear polymer, they are linked with each other, while in cross-linked polymer, the linear chains are also linked with each other. That's the difference between the linear polymer and the cross-linked polymer. Next, we discuss about two types of plastic, that is thermosetting plastics and thermoplastics. Thermosetting plastics, they are hard. Once molded, you cannot reshape or remold it. Okay, they are generally resistant to heat and electricity, widely used in making kettles, pans, electrical switches, electric lamp holders, pins and plugs. These were the examples that we saw. Thermoset handles, then fireman's uniform, the melamine wears, the black electric pin which you can see. Next was thermoplastic polymer. Thermoplastic polymers, they are soft and flexible, not elastic like rubber and steel springs. They melt on warming and regain their shape on cooling. They can be drawn into fibers and can be molded into desired shape. That's an essential point. Example is plastic table and chair, plastic food containers, plastic toys, plastic spoons and forks, plastic cups. All these are shown over here. Then we discussed about three types of plastics: polythene, polystyrene and polyvinyl chloride. Polythene, thermoplastic, whitish translucent material, unbreakable, flexible, not affected by acids or alkalis. They do not absorb water and they are insulators. What are the uses of polythene? Used for making sheets, sachet, for storing water, oil pipes, for transporting water and other liquids, and for waterproofing. Next, we discussed about polyvinyl chloride, a thermoplastic polymer again. Why it is called as polyvinyl chloride? Because many vinyl chloride combine, and what do they form? Polyvinyl chloride. What are they used for? Used for manufacturing of raincoats, handbags, plastic dolls, flooring and floor ceiling tiles, electric wires and cables, and for shoe soles, shoes and pipes. Polystyrene, again it is made from the monomer of styrene, lighter than polythene, used in making hot drink cups, household articles, safe packaging materials, styrofoam and insulating material. So that's all for the content of the day. You have to learn the three plastics that we have done today, and you have to try to send me the video of it. It's easily possible now these days. So that's all for the content of the day, and we'll depart today by this quote, that is, patience is also a form of action. Thank you so much for listening to me, and have a very good day all of you. Bye.